All right, so we have a new setup on my bike. I'm testing it out. I'm not sure if I like exactly how it's set up, but I purchased a new dash cam, and I think I might get the name wrong. I think it's Zomfom, but the dash cam seems to work. I've got a camera on the front, a camera on the rear. The GPS seems to be pretty decent. It's certainly reading the speedometer accurately, and it's giving me GPS coordinates. And I'm hoping that the quality is good enough. Ooh, that does not look safe. Yeah, that doesn't look safe at all. If you saw the telephone pole back there. But yeah, this dash cam, I'm hoping, not only will give me a chance to have some fairly decent quality video while I'm riding, but it will it gives me a rear view camera, so when I'm coming up to intersections, I can look behind me and see what's going on. If cars are zipping up behind me and I need to get out of the way, I can always benefit from that. And then, of course, if there's an accident, you always want to have those kind of things recorded. So I'm hoping it does all of those things. It was very inexpensive as far as these things go. I used to have the Inov K2. It was a decent product, but it was so hard to get the GPS to work because it had to be perfect parallel with nothing in between the satellite and the GPS. The camera was about the same as my Drift Ghost XL, and so it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. And it worked okay. The quality seems, at least on the camera, seems to be really good. The price on the Inov was $250 or so. This was only $180 on Amazon, which is a good price for a front and rear camera that it's always running and turns off. I will also say that the GPS is not vertical, and yet I still get a really good GPS signal on it. I have a little button up here so that I can do freeze pictures and turn the volume on and off if it saves some space. It's a 12 megapixel camera that's recording on here. It's on continuous loop in 3-minute segments, but I can set it up to 10 or 12 minutes. It overall, we're testing it out today, but it seems as if it is a pretty quality piece, and it's waterproof. I really like that. But it means that I had to go move everything around. I used to have a different mount for my phone, and I used to be able to put the camera, the 360 camera, up here, and I'm running out of real estate for it. So I've made some adjustments to my 360 camera. I used to have the double take mirrors on my adventure bike, and their mounting system is longer than the one that comes with the Insta360. So I was really hoping that this worked out. It seems to. I'm wondering, it's shaking a little bit. I'm wondering if the vibration reduction is doing enough to make it a decent looking camera still. But yeah, it seems to that it was easy to put together, unlike the other Inov, and I tried one more third party for a short period of time on a bike dash cam. This one was super nice because once I got it, everything was color coded. So there was no doubt which cable went to what, which cable went where. The yellow went to this piece, the green went to the front camera, the blue went to the rear camera, the black went to power, the yellow went to the GPS. Sorry, blue goes to the back camera. And so it was a really plug and play. The hardest part was putting the wires into the harness areas, and then plugging it into the let's go see here. All right, we're good. Plugging it into the battery system, I was a little nervous about, because I do have a few things plugged into my battery. I have my cables for my heated jacket. The USB is part of the ACC, and then I have another connector for something else, and then now I've got this hooked into it. But you plug in the one wire to the ACC, and you plug in the other wire to the positive, and then you just hook the neutral up someplace on the chassis, and it's good to go. If you don't like that, you feel uncomfortable with the wiring situations like that, you have the ability to plug this Zomfom dash cam with a USB connector, and I could just plug it into the USB connector and just run it as a USB, and then I would just take one of my cables and turn it from the one of the heating cables to a USB cable and just run it that way, and we'd be all good to go. So that's a pretty sweet deal as far as I'm concerned. I am going to go straight because I do not want to go right with those people behind those people forever. So what I'm hoping is that I'm going to do the video here, and I can show you what some of the video looks like with the dash cams front and rear. I haven't even downloaded anything yet, but hopefully this will all work out and look really good. If you can see, I actually am hardwired to the Insta360. I've tried one or two or three, actually three different wireless setups. Some required the power of the camera to power the transmitter. The other two didn't. They were just like the Rode, but they were sort of an off-brand for the Rode. Although people said that they were recommended, and I cannot get it to work. I can get it to work on my iPhone, I can get it to work on other things, but I cannot get it to work with the Insta360. Right now, the only thing I have working on the Insta360 is the actual hardwired lavalier with the Type-C connector, and that has been working. So I really don't want to spend the money for a Rode system. I'm only doing these videos for fun. If I were a professional, I would spend $200, $300, $400 for a mic system, but I would probably end up paying somebody to go do a better mounting setup on my cockpit here. But we'll see. Hopefully it's not too distracting. I didn't think it was too distracting when I tested it out the other day, but people have different opinions. I do love this ride home. I love twisties. I do not need to go fast, but I do need to lean over. And a lot of good road work today, so I'm glad I'm not going fast. People seem to be all over the place. There's been a couple of rainstorms where the wind hasn't seemed like it's going too bad, but oh goodness gracious, I have to say that branches have been falling everywhere, and the leaves on the road have made it really sketch. Let's see what's going on.